Hey you guys, are you ready for the next project? Reversible earrings. Let's get it. Hey you guys, look, okay, so I wanted to show you how the white earrings turned out. I think they are so beautiful, so I decided to keep them for myself. I have a twin sister, I don't know if I ever told you that. She wants a pair as well. So today we're going to be making some reversible earrings. So in other words, what's going to make them reversible is you take them off of the jump ring, flip them around, and there are different pair of earrings on the other side. So I think they're going to come out super cute. Let's get started. The supplies you're going to need are some wood pieces, some earring findings, some paint, some paint brushes, of course, some glue and some jump rings, and hey, all your creativity to come and hang out with me. Hey, love you guys. So let's get going. The supplies you're going to need are, of course, a bunch of wooden bases that you're going to want to work with. I haven't decided on the design of the earring yet, but I had this idea to do some reversible earrings. So what does that mean? That means earrings that we can put together. Let's just to give you an idea. So let's say you love the front and the back to your earrings, right? And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take two pieces. We're gonna put a jump ring here in the center of the pieces. Let me grab one. So you're gonna need some jump rings, some earring findings. If you wanna add beads to your earrings, I'm not, because that's just too time consuming. I'm not gonna do that today, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna be gluing the jump ring inside of here. Hey, come back. Let's lay it down. Happy 4th of July weekend. I figured while I was lollygagging a little bit, I just got off work from insurance, setting up appointments for this week. And I was like, let me start this video right quick. So basically what we're gonna be doing is sandwiching some jump rings in between two pieces of wood, and then we're gonna have each side is gonna be painted and designed. I don't know how this is gonna look. We're gonna do it there as well, so then we can have multiple layers. And then when you turn the earring around, like basically you'll be able to open up your jump ring and turn it around, and then you can have two sides, a two-sided earring. I don't know, that's just an idea I had. I thought it would be cute. And just to give it some length, I'm probably gonna use one of these little teardrop shapes to connect to the bottom, or maybe something like that so it hangs that way. But nevertheless, it's gonna have some style to it. So maybe something larger so the proportion looks right. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna paint all of our pieces, the fronts and the backs. So you're gonna need whatever wood pieces you wanna use. I get mine from Michael's. I share that all the time. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Super excited that you're here. We're gonna paint both sides of the earrings, and then I'm trying to decide, I really like the teardrop shape. It's one of my favorites, and I think I wanna hang it that way, but that would mean that I need two of them. I'm not sure if I have that many. Let's see, because you don't get so many of that size in the wood pieces, and I think I've combined two different bags of pieces together. So let's see. So maybe I'll use a smaller circle, so then it'll be more symmetrical since I don't have the larger. Yeah, so that'll look better. So instead of using the large wood pieces, I guess we could make multiple pairs. So let's do that. So you're gonna need your E6000 or your Gorilla Glue, whatever type of glue you use, and you're gonna need two of each of the components. We probably don't wanna do more than that because then they make it to be too heavy, you know what I mean? So we're gonna find two of each. So this is technically one pair of earrings, because remember, we're gonna put them back to back, and then I'm hoping that the design will be correct enough where you can then flip it around and wear a different look on the other side. So I'm thinking that I wanna do some natural colored wood with a few like stripes and lines and dots, like nothing, you know, out of the ordinary, but just something maybe natural, like a natural color. So I'll show you the colored paints I'm thinking about using right quick. Again, I've never made reversible earrings, so in my mind, I'm hoping it comes out right. So I'm thinking about using, sorry, let me get my light over here. I'm thinking about using the, what color is this? Mustard yellow. This one is called light taupe, so I'm thinking about using those. And I like this color. I'm not sure about a red brown, but I kind of like it. That's called terracotta. And then we have this color is called Yellow Ochre. So just something kind of in that natural pattern. That's what I want to use. I don't know why, because I don't have an outfit to go with this at all. I don't know, it's just what stands out to me. And then maybe like this really pretty, either the red or burnt orange. I'm not sure. So this one's called cadmium orange, and the other red is called cherry red. So I'm not sure, but I do want some red. And I want it to just be like some dots and some lines and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go shake up the paint. So you're gonna need paints in your favorite color. Y'all may hear Marvin, he's out there cutting grass. You're gonna need a little palette or a plate. And then I have the glue already out, and so, but I'm gonna paint first because I want to be able to lay these down and let them dry. So we're gonna go through and paint the fronts and the backs. Be right back. Switch out the yellow that we're using because that bottle hadn't been opened yet, and I felt like I had so many that were already similar in color. So we're gonna use the marigold instead of the mustard yellow color. And so I'm just putting out several different colors and probably way more paint than I even need. But remember, you can put your paint in a Ziploc bag and it'll stay for several days actually. So here we go. I really like that taupe. That's really pretty. So that might be the base color for some of the paint. I noticed that the red's not shaking up good enough. Ooh, I'm gonna show y'all the how the other earrings came out, the flower power earrings. I was trying to say that they look like tapestry, but that wasn't the word I was looking for. I was looking for embroidery. That's what they look like. It's like an embroidered pillow. I showed them to my sister and she's like, oh, they look like embroidery. I'm like, oh, that's the word I was struggling to spit out the other day. So if you hadn't seen that video, look how they turned out. So I showed you the black pair. Let me lift y'all up. Hold on. I felt like everything was just too, that's the word I'm looking for. I don't know, too low. Like, I don't know what working for me. So anyway, so we have the paint out, but look, this is what they came out looking like. So you can find the Flower Power earring video over on our statement jewelry playlist. But look how beautiful they turned out. I showed you those, but you didn't see the white ones after they dried. Oh my gosh, they are incredible. I may wear them today and keep them for myself. I don't know. I hadn't been posting new stuff in the store. I hadn't had time, but I plan to. But they came out so incredibly beautiful. They just look like pieces of art. And so that's how your jewelry is going to look. Like, even if nobody else thinks it does, I personally think they look like works of art, right? So let's, I'm trying to fight with this lighting today. So I got the E6000 glue, but we're going to paint first all of our bases. So let me find the brush I want to use. Let me go get some water. I'm not organized, but let's paint the first few. So we're gonna start with, I really like this red color, so I'm gonna start with the red. I didn't plan to have a red base, but I'm like, why not? And what I may do is a type of, maybe I'll do some like mix and match. So let's do, since we already have the red, let's do some yellow down here. And maybe we'll like do blended colors, right? Instead of just doing solid color earrings or solid color bases, let's just mix them up. Now, you may have a hard time, you know, kind of matching it up, but I think you can get close enough. And that way, when we go to add our lines and our dots, the earrings have dimension to them. That's just what I want to do. So that's what it looks like so far, really pretty. And I don't know, I just had this tribal idea in mind, kind of like Native American colors, like what you would think Aztec or sunset and stuff like that would look like. So that's kind of where I'm going with the color palette. What was next? We did some yellow. So I'm gonna do some yellow down here. Have y'all been following over on TikTok, or maybe it's Instagram, where the artist that was homeless, how well he's doing? God is so good. I said, you know what? God knows the day, the hour, and the time. We just got to stay true to the course that God has called us to. So got that one down there, and add a little bit more yellow. It's really pretty. Let's add a little bit more in there. And then I want to add just a little bit more of some red. And when we go to put the gloss on these, they're gonna be so pretty. So we're just smushing paint, right? So you make your earrings look how you want, but again, these are gonna be reversible earrings. So now we're gonna do this pair a different color on the opposite side. I think I'm gonna go with some blues and some teals. So I wanna get a different color, a different plate, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna go ahead, since we're just mixing up paint anyway, rather than rinsing off the brush, I think I'm just gonna go with what we have. Oh, hold on, I gotta go let my husband in. We don't lock my husband out. Be right back. Oh, Caleb will let him in. Thank you, Kay. Let him know I'm doing the video so he don't start fussing. Cause y'all, he will. He be like, what you lock the door for? Okay, so we're just adding different swatches of color. And that's what it looks like. So that's the bottom to the front side of the first one. I'm gonna turn this camera around so you can see it. Okay, you guys, so let's do the bottom of the next one. So we're just gonna put our red down there. And be sure to do your edges while you're over there. And of course, it's gonna blend a little bit when you start adding your backside color. Cause again, y'all, I have never made reversible earrings, so we're just gonna see what we can do. And we're gonna add our orange, add some gray. Do the sides. It's so pretty. So then let's do the sides over here. And look. So I love it. So again, there's no rhyme or reason to how we're doing our colors. I want to add a little bit more yellow and taupe to the front of this one. Because I just want them to look like works of art, you know, hanging from people's ears. So pretty. So now I need to go, let me just make sure. I want to add a little bit more yellow down here. And right now I'm just dotting. I'm not brushing the paint or anything because I don't want it to bleed together or blend together or anything like that. So add a little bit more orange up here. Pretty. So you can do yours however you want. I think the back side of these being a teal, I think that's gonna be really pretty. So I'm gonna go rinse off the brush while the front side of these, or the back side, because hey, they're reversible, while those dry. I'm gonna grab another paint. And maybe I'll just see if I can fit the blue paint on here. So what I did was I just decided to add 2 blue hues, and not a lot. And that way we can keep everything in the same family, similar vein. So I'm just gonna paint some blue on here. Y'all already know this is my favorite color, blue. So I wanna include it with every single thing there is. So we're gonna do a little bit of red down here. We're gonna mix in some orange. Let's mix in some of our yellow. And let's add some of that terracotta in there too. Now we wanna be careful not to get it muddied or muddled, because if we mix it up too much, you'll end up with brown, but I think that came out really pretty. So now we're gonna turn it around so the edges get paint colored. Really pretty. These look like some paint earrings I made, like with leftover paint. If you didn't see that video, that was a good video too. So, not saying that because I did it, I just thought it was creative. So we used paint that dried on tinfoil, and we made paint sheets, and we made jewelry out of it. So you can find that over in our statement earring making videos too. Because you know how where I got the idea was how, like, when you use the little paint palettes and the paint dries in there, when you go to rinse it out, it's all congealed and stuck, but it comes out whole. And I was like, this is really pretty. I like that idea. And that's where I got the idea from, to make the jewelry out of it. I think it came out cute because you actually could cut it and turn it into earrings. Like once the paint dries, you can cut it into stuff. So That's pretty. I love it. Love it. I love that blue. So I'm thinking what I might do when we go to design the fronts of these is just add some of that blue on there as well. So again, you want to be careful not to mix the colors up too much because like I said, you'll start to get mud. Like a brown color, I don't want that. So add our yellow and get some orange in there. I wanted to wipe my brush off because it was starting to get a little brown. So go ahead up here and add the color. Picked up that wrong yellow. I'm gonna turn it around so you can see it right quick. Look how pretty that is. So that's pretty. And you guys, when we go to add the triple thick, it's gonna be incredibly pretty. So I can just tell. I do need to add a little bit more red over here to this one on this side. Here we go. I think that'll be enough for that. So let's go ahead and put our red down here at the bottom. And again, I didn't mix the red up that well, but it should be fine because we're putting it on gloppy enough that it should be fine. So let's go ahead and add some teal. What other color did we have in there? We had some of our mustard yellow. And then let's add some of that terracotta. I really love how that looks together. And I think it looks like we had some orange in here too. So more red. And then our teal blue at the top and that light blue in the middle. Look how pretty that is. So after everything starts to dry, you can go back and add, you know, more colors where you feel like it might not be dark enough. Because like right there, I can tell that needs a little bit more red down there. But because that's that's mainly blue down there, I'm gonna try to match these up. Pretty. And then we're gonna switch our paper out a little bit. Pretty much just meshing those around so they match. So I'm gonna sit them off to the side to dry. I'll turn the camera around so you can see them right quick. So even though they're upside down, that's what they're looking like as they dry. They're gonna be hey you guys, and so they are still in the process of drying, but I think they're coming out really beautiful. So they're not yet ready for me to turn over and paint the backs yet, although I really genuinely want to. But look how I just, that one got stuck. So I just wanted to show you how pretty they're turning out. So this is what they're gonna look like. Basically, they'll be two-sided. So then you can just open up your jump ring and switch them around. So when you flip them over, they'll be two-sided. You can wear them different ways. I still gotta go through. I may go ahead while we're waiting on the fronts to dry and start adding like some of the dots and designs I wanted to put on there. So let's do that right quick. I don't think any of that's wet, so we don't have to worry about getting in trouble with getting paint on the table. I think I do have some paint on here, but luckily it's acrylic paint, comes right off. So what you're gonna get is you're gonna need your dotting tool. Figure out where mine is. The big chunky dotting tools I bought, but those things, they have a bit of an attitude. They do their own dotting. Like, I need you to get in line with what we doing here, people. So, sorry about that. I had to adjust the camera. It was trying to do something on its own too. So let's see. So I don't have a white on the table. I don't know where it is. So we're gonna use a cream color because I don't really want a white anyway. So we're gonna use our ivory colored white. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put just dots alongside the design, and you can decide where you want yours to go. So we're just gonna do some straight up dots. Straight up, I mean straight down the middle of the earring. And be sure to count to make sure you have an even number. And do your best to space them properly, like the same. So really pretty. And so I think what we're gonna do with the top ones, I'm gonna move these out of the way because I don't wanna mess them up. And then I'm gonna do the dots around the edges. So let's do that. Now you don't have to keep reloading your dotter tool. I don't even know if that's the proper name for it. But if you don't, you may not have similar dot sizes, because as you keep dotting, they go down in size because there's less paint on the tool. So, super cutesy. And then you can always do something in the middle as well, because remember we're talking about doing a type of tribal pattern. So let's just keep going around. You guys, I'm waiting on my husband. He's out there washing the car. I think we're gonna go to dinner somewhere. I wanted to go to like a fun park and do go-karts, which I don't know if I've ever driven a go-kart or not, but I want to, right? So we're gonna sit that one off to the side. And we're gonna do this one. And I think with this side, we're gonna do the dots along the edges. So let's do that. So that way they're a little different when you flip them around. And these will take a little bit longer to dry in the event you layer the paint like I did. Now, you could make these individual earrings if you don't want to do reversible earrings. But I just thought, what a cool idea to try to make some earrings that we could actually switch out and turn around. At least I thought it was a cool idea. So pretty. Sit that one over there. Of course, you know you can skip past this, but there's something relaxing about watching dots being placed, right? Or just methodical about it. You guys, I'm so excited. I earned the opportunity to do a mastermind with a gentleman in our company. I'm so excited. I missed it by 3 points last month. I didn't even know there was a point system or that I was that close. And so I didn't get it. And I said, God, you know what? If it's meant to be, you'll bring it back around. I got an email that I earned the opportunity to do a mastermind, because based on production and growing your number of insurance writers and things like that. And so I think currently I have about 12 to 13 writers. And we're going to be in Memphis in August. Super excited about that. There's a conference taking place out there. So we're going to be there. And I'm excited. So just wanted to share that with you all. God bless me to earn that. I would say won it, but there's nothing, you don't win anything in insurance. You got to put in the work. You got to help families get policies written. I was talking too much. Do I want to, I'm wipe this under my shirt. I forgot to bring a napkin over here. So since I'm not ever going to wear the shirt flipped out, I should be able to wash the paint off, right? This is my relaxy t-shirt. I don't wear it out the house. So, super cute. So these are going to be really pretty. And so now what we can also decide is, oh, I got paint on my shirt. Now on the outside this time. So what we can decide is, do we want to do like additional dots along in there? But because I have a habit of touching stuff, in other words, messing up the dots in the paint after it's already in place, we're just going to give it ample time to dry. But I think they're really pretty. They're looking tribal like I want. And then we're going to think about adding another row of dots and some other details and designs.
Okay, you guys, so before we got ready to head out to dinner, I wanted to share with you that I'm going to go ahead and paint the backs of them. So even though they're going to be glued together to be reversible, you still want the backs of your earrings to look really nice, because just in case somebody can see through the crevices, right, of the earrings, you want them to just look good. So we are heading out to get some fiddles, and I was like, well, before we go, let me go ahead and paint the backs of the earrings so they can be drying. And I'm not painting them in any specific way, just mix and paint. Let me get my pointer tool. Try not to get anything on my white shirt. Y'all know how it is, every time you want to wear something white, stuff gets on it. So we're just painting the backs. I have no clue where we're gonna go eat. I just wanted to go out to dinner, but my 15-year-old, I wanted to go with my family, but she's having a sleepover. My husband and I didn't know that they had all planned for it to be 2 days. So I'm like, oh, she planned her own 4th of July holiday. My baby loves spending time with her friends, and I don't blame her, you know, because this year with COVID and everything, you know, kids just didn't get a lot of socialization time with their friends, and so I'm excited that she gets to spend the weekend having girlfriend time with her friends. So we're gonna take our son to dinner, who we love spending time with. He is so much fun, and that's what we're gonna do today. My husband was a little annoyed about it. He was like, well, I wasn't aware it was an overnight, 2-night sleepover. I'm like, honey, leave them alone. Let girls be girls. So let's go ahead and get this one finished up. This is looking like a sunset. Like the one down here kind of looks like a desert scape. It's really pretty. So gotta make sure I spread the colors out so I don't start getting mud. I noticed that some brown wanted to start creeping up, so let's make sure to add in some gold and some reds, light. There we go. So really pretty. I want to do those edges right there just a little bit, and I'm gonna go back over them with blue. And I had done some landscape type earrings before, which I felt like came out really pretty. So again, you can see those as well over on our statement earring, what do you call it, playlist. So we're gonna let these dry, and they're gonna be gorgeous. Be back soon.